Hi, imagine this situation. People and mages are sent to war for no clear reason. They kill each other, but no one can explain who needs this war or why it even exists. And only the main heroine, a simple 18 years old girl, can stop the bloodshed, but she herself is cursed and turned into an old woman. How will this story end? And can we expect a happy ending? Let's find out. Sophie is an 18 years old girl who works in a hat shop. She sees herself as plain and unimportant and expects nothing special from life. Her quiet routine would have continued if one day she hadn't met a young man in a black cloak. His name is Howl and he is wizard. Using magic, Howl helps Sophie escape strange shapeless creatures. Together they fly over the city. Howl walks her back to her shop and disappears as if nothing happened. That same evening, the witch of the West comes to the shop. She is a powerful sorceress and is obsessed with Howl. She saw he saving Sophie and out of jealousy put a curse on the girl. Sophie instantly turns into a 90 years old woman. She cannot tell anyone about the curse. Every time she tries, her words turn into meaningless mumbling. Sophie understands that she cannot stay at home. Her family would not recognize her and she doesn't want to bear a burden. Her old body is weak and clumsy. She decided to leave and search for someone who can break the curse. As she travels into the wasteland, Sophie sees a huge moving structure on metal legs. This turns out to be Howl Castle. On the way, she helps a living scarecrow that is stuck. Inside the castle, she meets Calcifer, a fire demon who lives in the hearth and keeps the entire castle running. Sophie's world is full of magic and secrets. For example, Calcifer is not just a demon, he is a falling star that Howl caught when he was a child. They made a magical contract. Howl gave Calcifer his heart in exchange for power. Because of this, they become completely dependent on each other. Howl's real heart burns inside Calcifer. If Calcifer dies, Howl dies too. Calcifer hates this situation. He wants freedom but cannot break the contract himself. He makes a deal with Sophie. She frees him and Howl and he removes her curse. Sophie agrees, even though she has no idea how to do it. In the castle, Sophie meets Markle, Howl's 10 years old apprentice. He helps Howl and takes care of the house. When Howl returns, Sophie introduces herself as the new cleaning lady. Over time, she realizes that everyone in the castle is cursed in some way. Every time Howl uses battle magic, he slowly loses his humanity and turns into a giant bird-like monster. It becomes harder for him to return to human form. Even the castle itself only exists thanks to Calcifer's magic. The strange shapeless creatures from the beginning of the anime turn out to be spies. A war is going on between two neighboring kingdoms. The strange thing is that no one remembers how the war started. Madame Suleiman, Howl's former teacher and a powerful wizard, orders all mages to serve the state. She demands that Howl join the war and destroy enemy cities. Howl refuses. He believes the war is meaningless and does not want to kill innocent people. He hides and constantly moves the castle to avoid the authorities. Eventually, Suleiman summons him to the palace. Hiding forever is impossible. Howl makes a plan. Sophie will go to the palace instead of him, while Howl follows her in a disguise. At the palace, Sophie meets the Witch of the West again. Despite everything, Sophie helps her and shows kindness and respect. The witch came to take Howl. Suleiman stabs her and removes all her magical powers. The once powerful woman becomes a weak, confused old lady. During Sophie's conversation with Suleiman, Howl's disgust is revealed. Suleiman gives him a choice: serve her or lose his power forever. Howl refuses. Suleiman attacks them, but they manage to escape. Sophie cannot leave the helpless witch behind and brings her to the castle. The Witch of the West slowly becomes part of the group and grows especially close to Sophie. Interestingly, even though the witch has lost her magic, Sophie's curse still works. Meanwhile, the war becomes worse. Cities are bombed. Howl decides he can no longer stay away. He joins the battle to protect his home and loved ones. When he returns, he is almost completely covered in feathers and barely remembers who he is. Sophie tries to keep him human, but each time he leaves to fight, he loses more of himself. The castle begins to fall apart. During the final battle, almost nothing remains of the castle. Howl, now nearly a full monster, defends the ruins. Sophie removes Calcifer from the hearth to save him. Without the fire demon, the castle collapses, leaving only a small moving platform. The Witch of the West sees Howl's heart burning inside Calcifer and grabs the demon. To stop her from burning, Sophie puts out the fire. Calcifer goes dark. Suddenly, Sophie is pulled into the past. She sees young Howl catching the falling star, Calcifer. Sophie asks them to find her in the future and returns to the present. She finds Howl, who has fully turned into a bird monster. They fly to the platform where Howl collapses. The witch gives Howl's heart to Sophie. Sophie places it back into his chest, breaking the contract. Calcifer becomes free but chooses to stay. Howl comes back to life and regains his emotions. The scary crow is related to be Prince Justin. The Witch of the Waste cursed him long ago, which caused the war. The curse could only be broken by a kiss from someone who truly loved him. That person was Sophie, though her feelings were more like deep care and attachment than romantic love. Once the prince returns to normal, the truth is revealed and the war ends. Madame Suleiman watches everything and finally realizes how pointless the conflict is. She steps away. The anime is full of meaning, and one of its main themes is war. The original novel by Diana Wayne Jones did not include a war. Hayao Miyazaki added it himself. While writing the script in 2003, he was deeply affected by the war in Iraq. This anger toward pointless violence shaped the film's anti-war message. In Howl's moving castle, war is shown as cruel and senseless. Soldiers fight because they are ordered to. Wizards destroy cities because they are ordered to. People die, but there is not real reason. Miyazaki shows war through the eyes of ordinary people. Sophie's hometown becomes empty as men go to the front. Civilians suffer from bombings. The capital turned into a military zone. Howl's refusal to fight is a clear act of pacifism. He understands that his power will only bring more deaths. He sees no difference between his people and the enemy. The castle represents escape. It allows Howl to avoid politics, war, and control. He creates a small world where violence has no place. They only fight to protect the people he loves, and even this nearly destroys him. Violence slowly turns him into a monster, and only Sophie saves him by reminding him what truly matters. That's all for now. Thanks for watching. I hope to see you again.